3 ways how to find cheap investment properties for sale. The underlying principle of all business is pretty simple, really. Buy low and sell high. For our purposes though, we might amend that to say this: buy low enough that rents exceed mortgage payments and upkeep expenses. So the goal is figuring out how to find cheap investment properties for sale here in the Tampa Bay market. A quick search online will turn up scores of tricks and tips for finding investment properties for cheap. But if you're anything like us, you probably don't have all the time to wade through all of that just to find the gems. Let's look at 3 keys, both obvious and not so obvious, to finding the key investment properties you're looking for. Bank foreclosed property. Although many people consider it to be too big of a hassle to deal with, investing in bank foreclosed properties is a tried and true way to find cheap investment properties for sale. To find out about foreclosures in your area, you can talk to some local real estate agents like us. The thing that works in your favor with foreclosures is the banks are in the business of lending money, and they don't have the interest, time, or resources to be property managers. What this means is that the banks are often willing to negotiate and offer substantial discounts to get their property off their hands and the deal off their books. You just need to know how to go about buying foreclosures the right way. Another thing that can work in your favor when buying bank foreclosed properties is that the foreclosure process can take a long time, sometimes years. A foreclosed property then may often need considerable amount of repairs and or updating. So if you're willing to do a little work, it could mean a great deal for you. The multiple listing service, or MLS, can be an invaluable resource in your search for cheap investment properties in the Tampa Bay market. The MLS is a collection of property listings from various real estate brokers across the country. If you do a search on sites like Realtor.com or Redfin, you are in fact actually searching the MLS. The MLS is also a great place to find bank-owned properties and REO properties as well. One thing to keep in mind when you search online for cheap investment properties is your search criteria. Many of the online real estate search platforms list, by default, most expensive first in the yielded search results. What you need to do is set the search criteria to the cheapest first before running your search. It's simple, but it's something we often forget to do. Absentee owner property. If how to find cheap investment properties in Tampa Bay really is your concern, then one thing you can do is to look for properties with absentee owners. Absentee owners are people who own the property but don't live there. Your goal is to get to them and make them an offer before the property is ever listed. There are a couple of easy ways to find absentee owner properties. The first way is to just drive around. That's right, just drive around the area of your interest and look for some houses that seem to be vacant. You can then use the public online records to track down the owner and make them an offer. You can also check the for rent listings in by small-time landlords in your local classifieds or on Craigslist. Then you just contact them and let them know you really aren't looking to rent the property, but instead would like to discuss buying. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Absentee owners are often people who have inherited a property or disgruntled landlords who are tired of the whole business. In either case, they are very often ready to sell the property, sometimes desperately, without the hassle of going through a realtor. So if you can approach them privately and early on, you just might be able to purchase the property pretty cheaply. If you'd like to discover more about how to find cheap investment properties for sale in Tampa Bay, just give us a call at 1-800-OUT-FAST or fill out the form here on the website. Thank you.